Welcome to Study Loop.
Okay, in the given question, that is Canusa company has three product lines, that is product A, B, and C, and they are planning the expected sale is 1,75,000 units. Out of this 1,75,000 units, product A, that is the beer mug A, will be sold 25,000 units. Similarly, B 1 lakh and C 50,000. Also, the contribution per unit is given, that is $5 for beer mug A and $4 for beer mug B and $3 for beer mug C. Now, if we have to find the total contribution, then what we can do is we can multiply the expected units to be sold with contribution per unit. So, contribution will be A into B, that is 5 into 25,000, that is 125,000, and 4 into 1 lakh, that is 4 lakh, and 3 into 50, that is 150,000. If we total this contribution, then we can have in this total column as 675,000 units. Now, we know that if we subtract fixed cost from contribution, then we are going to get our operating income. So, fixed contribution, the total fixed contribution has been given, and that is 351,000. So, 351,000. If we subtract this from total contribution of 6,75,000, then we will be having 324,000. This is in amounts, in dollar. So this is our total operating income. Okay. Now, the first part of the question, they are asking that if the sales mix is maintained, that is, if out of 175,000 product A, 25,000 are sold, and product B, that is the beer mug B, is 1 lakh, and similarly for product C, 50,000, then what we are going to have our break even point in units. So we know that if there is a question of sales mix, in order to find the break even point, we need two components, that is break even point. BEP is our break even point. This will be total fixed cost upon total contribution. So we have total fixed cost from here, $351,000, and we have our total contribution as 675,000. That gives us $0.52. Okay, 0.52 per unit. Now, in order to find the break even points in unit, that is how much we need to sell product A, B, and C, so that we will be reaching in our break even point, what we will do, this is the 0.52, it is the break even point per unit, and if we multiply this with our sales mix, that is 25,000, 1 lakh, and 50,000, then we are going to have our break even point. So break even point for beer mug A will be how much? This $0.52 into how many products of product A is being selling? 25,000. So 25,000 units. So now we will have 13,000 units of product A, and for beer mug B is 0.52 multiply with 100,000, and this will give us 52,000. And similarly for beer mug C, we are going to have 0.52 into 50,000. So we will have 26,000. If we sum up all this number of units to be sold in order to reach break even point, then we will be having 91,000. So 91,000 units are required to be sold in order to reach break even point. So this is the first part of our answer. Now for the second part, they are asking if the sales mix is maintained, that is the units that we are still selling, that is 25,000 of A, B and C that are given, then what we will be having our operating income. Now we have already calculated this, like if we maintain this sales mix of product A, B and C, then we are going to have 6,55,000 as our contribution. And if we subtract fixed cost, from this, then we are going to have our operating income. So this is the second part of our answer. So what we have, we are having total contribution as 675,000, and if we subtract the fixed cost of 3,50,000, 51,000, then we will be getting our operating income as 324,000. This is the operating income. Now we will be solving part 3. Okay, in part 3 they are saying that the total number of units that we will be selling is 175,000, but they have changed the sales mix. Earlier we were having product A 25,000 units, B of 50,000 and C similarly. And then in the new sales mix they are saying that if we are selling product A 25,000 units, product B 75,000 units and product C also 75,000 units, then what will be our new break even point? So earlier the calculation that we have done, we will be moving similarly. Now this is the total contribution. So contribution per unit will be the same. $5 for product A, $4 for product B, and $3 for product C. So total contribution will be, what we will be doing? We will be multiplying contribution per unit with the number of units that are being sold. Like product A 25,000 unit and contribution we have $5 per unit. So 25,000 into $5, that will be giving us 125,000 units. 125,000. Similarly for product B, we will be having 300,000, and for product C, we will be having 225,000. Okay, so total contribution will be contribution of A, B and C, that is 125,000 units plus contribution of B and C. So total this will be coming $650,000. This is the total contribution that we will be having. And if we subtract fixed cost from this total contribution, and the fixed cost it is given as $3,51,000. 3,51,000. Then we will be having our operating income. So this will be $299,000. So the operating income will be 299,000, and the new break even point that we will be getting here, we will be doing the calculation similarly what we have done in question number 1. So in order to calculate break even point in units, what we need to have first, we need to have our total fixed cost. So total fixed cost is same, that is 351,000, and divided by total contribution, that is $650,000. This will be 0.54. And now what we will be doing, we will be multiplying the sales mix proportion with this figure. So for A, B and C, for A, number of units we are having is 25,000, for B it's 75,000, and for C is also 75,000. And if we multiply this with the 0.54, then we will be having our break even unit. So 25,000 into 0.54 is 13,500. For B it will be 40500. For C it will be 40500. So if we total this thing, then we will be have total break even point, that is 94,500. So this is our break even point in units. So in total, if we will be selling 94,500 units, and the proportion will be 13,500 of A, 40,500 of B, and 40,500 of C. So in this sales proportion also we will be having our break even units. And the question has also asked about operating income that we have already calculated. It is $299,000. So what we will do, we will be moving to the next part of the question, that is question number 4. Okay, for comparing the two options of the sales mix, what we have done, first we will be taking the total contribution. So as per the first sales mix that we have, we were having our total contribution as $675,000, and in the second sales mix option we were having 650,000, and the total units that we were selling was same, 1,75,000, 1,75,000. So if we calculate average contribution here per unit, that is if total contribution is A and total contribution is B, then average contribution will be A divided by B. So for the option 1, we will be having average contribution as $3.86, and for the second option we will be having $3.71. Okay, this is the average contribution. And break even point in both the options, we were having 91,000 units needed to be sold to reach break even in the first sales mix option, and in the second one we were having 94,500 units to be sold in order to reach break even point. So if we analyze these two options, that is 1 and 2, then we can see that in the first option we are reaching at the break even point earlier than the second one. That is, if we sell 91,000 units, that we will be having our break even point. And for the second option we need to sell 94,500 units in order to have our break even point. So there is a relationship between the average contribution and break even point units. That is, if the average contribution is more, then what we will be having, we will be reaching our break even point earlier, and if the average contribution is less,